Okay, it is Tuesday, March 31st, last day of the month, and I am down $410 on the day. Unfortunately, took two trades. One was a break even, one was a loss, and I did size up today on that one loss. Normally, it wouldn't have been that big, but this was not a good day to size up, unfortunately. So, bias for the day, we had another 400-point ripper in Asian session. It's really annoying, man. Like, I was not expecting too much out of price. I was kind of expecting a range day, but I was mostly bullish just because we were kind of starting to break out of this consolidation. I really didn't think we were going to get below like these lows. I had marked this low off. Probably not going to get below there, I was thinking. And the trades I took, this was a really frustrating day. There were a lot of setups that almost happened, but I just wasn't getting my entry. And there was just, I don't know, overall just very frustrating day. So we open and we start kind of chopping higher a little bit. So I had actually marked off, where are they at? I had marked off a couple highs here. Marked off these two highs. This is the data highs that we had from the other day. And then this was just the open highs for yesterday. I'd marked those off because I knew we'd probably get up to them if we got a push up. This was actually the first. This was the first setup that just didn't end up playing out. I actually kind of liked this a lot. We got the. I mean, it wasn't as good as if we had taken out like these lows right here, but we did get this nice push down. I mean, this is like a C setup, but I figured it would at least play out quick at market open. Didn't get a buyer, unfortunately, but this did end up playing out quick, but I couldn't enter it, unfortunately. So that was the first kind of setup. Or, I mean, it wasn't a setup, but it was almost a setup. Then we just rip up and we take out this high, I think, without really any resistance here. Obviously, I was looking to trade this move, but there were just no decent pullbacks, right? Yeah, and this volume profile is not looking good. This is not looking like something I wanted to trade. So I was kind of just waiting. And we ended up taking out this high. So once we take out this high, I was thinking, okay, this is definitely a point where we could reverse. It's the data high. But I didn't really see anything volume-wise that says we should reverse. So I was actually still looking at longs at this point, and the volume profile was starting to look a little bit better here. I had this low volume area marked off down here where this buyer entered. Was like a really good spot, I thought, to be able to get into a trade. I think I had it marked off like this, actually, below here. Okay, so actually this was the trade right here. So right here, price spike down in here with absorption. Then we got a buyer right here. And I entered this trade. I actually had put my stop below this low volume node. And I was obviously targeting this high. And this was a great trade. Again, I didn't really expect a reversal. Volume is pretty low on this retrace. It's lower than it was on the way up. We have 7.6, 8K, 10K. And then on the way down, we're having 5. That's pretty much the most, 5.4. So I wasn't expecting a retrace or a reversal. So I was moving my stop up as we went with this trade. At this point, where was it? Yeah, so at this point, I had already moved my stop up a little bit. I'd moved my stop under here. And after we got this big push up, I actually moved my stop to break even, and I ended up getting stopped out at break even. Unfortunately, by this really stupid, this was a stupid candle. And then we ended up going back up, and actually we do end up hitting, we do end up taking out this high. Actually, so after I saw this, I was like, okay, if I was still in this trade, I actually probably would have closed it after I saw that candle because it was very, it just looked like a kind of a reversal candle. But we do end up actually taking this high. Yeah, right there. So once we take the high, the way that price moved here when we took this high, I saw, okay, this looks a lot more like a reversal. So at this point, I was looking for shorts. Unfortunately, there was no entry, and we just like ripped straight down, and it was really annoying. I was starting to get a little frustrated here after there were just no setups. Like this was another setup I was kind of looking at right here, but again, there's just no, like, there's low volume node, but I mean, there's just no confirmation for this setup. Like, it's all just it's just very directional move. And I mean, here again, like, this was another setup that I was potentially looking at taking. Good, like, low volume node, we have absorption, but again, just no sellers entering. And this just ends up dumping up, and it just like gets faster and faster until we take out these lows here. And then once we take out this low, so at this point I was looking to trade this move, and this was my big mistake here with this trade that I end up entering, because what happens is we have a, right, this looks good, right? We have a very nice move down. We have a good like looking volume profile. Don't really have a low volume node except for way up here, right? But I was looking to trade this because of this amazing move down. And on this retrace, this is something I have to keep in mind because this has happened before. This has actually burned me a couple times the last couple weeks. So we get a candle here that's really strong. Right here, and it has 7K volume inside of this candle, which is, again, more than any of these candles on this move down. And when this happens, you know, this is, again, like, this happened in that A+ setup I took on Friday of last week, where we have, like, a great move down, and the setup looks amazing, but the retrace volume is really high, and yeah, when you look at this, it doesn't really even look like a retrace, and this was my mistake. So even though we can get like perfect price movement, like with a nice move, like, I mean, look at the value area, like it already messed up the value area. I don't think I really should have taken this looking back. So this was the trade I took right here. So again, nice price movement. We get a great reaction here, and we get a seller right there, and this is where I took my next position, was right here, and I just target this low. And I mean, this on paper is like an A setup, right? Like, this is beautiful. We even hit that low volume node, I think, that was up here. Like, everything just lined up great for this setup, but the problem is that the volume on this retrace, first of all, this is just straight up move retrace, which is like already not ideal, but also, I mean, if you just look at the volume, like, it just shows it's not a retrace. And this trade does end up stopping me out. I get a kind of a nice push, but I mean, obviously not anything that was enough. And yeah, I end up getting stopped out on the next candle right there. So I didn't actually, and the thing was, I didn't even mark this setup as an A in my journal. I was like, I don't know, like something about it was just the volume was making me think, okay, well, candlestick wise and low volume node, like, all this looks amazing, but something about the way we just bounced there was making me not like this, and I was definitely right not to like it. And I mean, now, I mean, in the future, I'm gonna have to not take these trades, because this is like the third time this has happened, basically on an A setup. Like, the setups are great, but the volume is not confirming that it's a retrace and not a reversal, and this does end up just reversing. And then after this, I sat on the charts for so long trying to find another setup, but this is where I kind of started to get frustrated, because like this kind of thing would happen where there were setups that would look like they would form and they would look really good here, and then we wouldn't get any confirmation. Yeah, I was looking for longs off of this. Didn't enter, obviously, and then I was actually looking for shorts after this because the volume was higher on the way down. And there was another, I think at this point I had my contract size for this thing set to 80. And there was one other setup that was possible. Yeah, then we kind of just like, we're like chopping. It was very unclear. I was really unsure of what the market was going to do here. I was kind of just going off of the volume and where the high volume was, and it was to the downside mostly. So this was another setup. I think it's coming up here. Is it coming up? Yeah. There was another setup I was considering. Yeah, I think it was right here, honestly. This was another setup I was considering, but again, I mean, it just gets traded through, and there's no absorption, there's no confirmation. Like, I mean, I guess there was confirmation on this one, but this would have been a short, obviously. But yeah, no setups, and I don't think there even ended up being any setups. Let's see. Price is chopping a lot here. What about here? This doesn't look too bad. No, see again, like this is a move I'd definitely be looking to trade, or at least this move right here. And again, I mean, we do have some nice movement, but there's just no large orders confirming these setups. So yeah, pretty frustrating day for me. Yeah, I'm not too. I mean, I'm not mad about how I traded. Like I'm not too mad about this setup getting stopped out. I just think in the future I definitely need to be concerned about how much, like, reading these volume numbers, because it's really useful to see who is in control. So that's gonna do it. Hopefully I can come back tomorrow with the larger size and make back some of these losses. I don't think price was really moving that bad today, but I don't know. It still is not great. But we'll see.